Hey there friends, Kawaii50 here with another Honkai Star Rail video, and with a Topaz rerun being one of the worst kept secrets in Star Rail history right now, I felt like I should give potentially my favorite character in the game some love with a video. Now, normally the team you see right here, that Ruan, you know, I would put a Silver Wolf there.
If I had one!
However, I am not so lucky, so this is the team we're going to be running instead. I thought about showcasing a fire-based team, but instead we are going to be running her with Dr. Ratio because that is the most freebie option. As far as some of these other characters go, if you're looking for freebie options, well, Ruan, you can go ahead and sub that with Asta, and Xuan, you can sub with Fire Trailblazer for your freebie options. Let's do just like we do with that Yuan video. Thank you all so much for that. By the way, that video did super well. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, etc. if you want to see this video do well too. And let's take a peek at a battle, and then we'll go ahead and explain what's going on.
Easy, Numby. Liquidate it! Eternal. I see through.
Yes, knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
All things human is creation. The market is unpredictable. Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Your answers?
Some value, Converge and awaken! Enjoying yourself?
Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind.
Go Numby! The market is unpredictable. Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
I'm asking questions. A test.
Let the valuation begin.
Answer me. 0 points. SAS per Kippy. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Grace and elegance.
Liquidate it!
Your answers? A test.
The market is unpredictable. Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Answer me. 0 points.
Equipped it.
Okay, gang, so what are we doing here? What are we doing? What's going on? Why did we run everything the way we did? Well, I'll tell you. Let's go ahead and take a gander at Topaz's skills, because how Topaz and Dr. Ratio work together is key for this team being incredibly absurd. So we need to go ahead and take a gander at Trotter Market. Trotter Market gives you Numby. Numby's great. Freaking love Numby. The reason Numby rules is because even if Topaz is, you know, locked down, paralyzed, or something like that, Numby's still gonna attack. It is not like the situation with Yuan's Lightning Lord. What is most important here, however, is Proof of Debt. Now, Proof of Debt, that was that little trotter you saw chilling above every single enemy that was there. Now, when enemies afflicted with Proof of Debt receive an ally's follow-up attacks, Numby's action gets advanced forward. So the whole reason we had allies looking for the trotter, hitting whoever had the trotter, was so we could go ahead and get Numby advance forward and follow up with that. This is not a team you want to run on auto. It's possible in very, very easy content, but if you want the absolute best way to use this team, you want to go ahead and manually control this team. Now, when it comes to things like ultimates here, Turn a Profit, we wanted to use this as much as possible because of the buff uptime on Numby. This ultimate just straight up buffs Numby. Numby is the main reason we are dealing all of that damage. So in order to use Numby effectively, we gotta buff Numby. As a little bit of a bonus, my Topaz here is E1. I'm probably going for more copies just because I love this character so freaking much. When enemies afflicted with Proof of Debt, that's the Trotter buff, receive follow-up attacks, they enter the debtor state, and this increases the crit damage of follow-up attacks inflicted on these enemies by 25%, stacking up to 2 times. This pairs very well with Dr. Ratio. Now, Ratio absolutely rules with his talent Cogito Ergo Sum. This has a 40% fixed chance of launching a follow-up attack, dealing 219% of Ratio's attack at level 7. Remember, I'm just reading off my own skill levels. These will go up as you go ahead and increase these. Now, for each debuff the target enemy has, the fixed chance of launching a follow-up attack increases by 20%. If the target enemy is defeated, the follow-up instead goes to a random enemy. Now, Topaz, you may have remembered, is inflicting her enemies with debuffs. So if we use Ratio skill to target those enemies that are afflicted by those debuffs, well, he's going to easily get that follow-up attack, which is going to push Numby forward, allowing Numby to go ahead and follow-up attack on top of that, and is just essentially a cascading snowball of follow-up attacks. Makes for a really fun run in Simulated Universe if you select the Path of Elation. Now, there's other things to consider, of course, with Dr. Ratio. One thing we really wanted to consider is that when it came to using skills, we wanted to focus on using our skill points with Dr. Ratio in particular. If you're lacking skill points and it comes down to making a decision between having Topaz use the skill point or Dr. Ratio use the skill point, you want Ratio to use that skill point. Overall, that is going to increase your team's overall damage compared to if Topaz ended up using it. Now, Ratio's ultimate, fairly good. Wiseman's Folly is pretty dang great. It allows him to launch his follow-up attack one time against this target. If you make sure you use this against a boss, if at all possible, we didn't really have a chance to showcase in this video, but launching that attack against a boss is going to make sure that Ratio is going to hit that follow-up attack, which is going to trigger Numby, and you're going to get your snowball from there. As for the other 2 members on this team, well, I just ended up picking some of the characters that are the strongest supporters in general. Ruan, of course, is absolutely phenomenal, just giving everyone a damage boost and giving everyone a weakness break efficiency boost. She also has the ability to increase break damage when an ally targets an enemy's weakness, so those imaginary and fire enemies didn't really stand a chance, and Ruan's ultimate just gave us res pen and allowed break enemies to stay broken an additional time when they were about to recover, leading to a lot of downtime on our enemies and a lot of uptime on our allies and our follow attacks. And Xuan is Xuan. Like, she is probably the best sustainer in the game right now, just giving everyone a straight up damage reduction, healing everybody with her ultimate, and distributing out all of that damage, so our DPS doesn't necessarily take that much damage. Like I said previously, you can go ahead and run other characters in this. Luocha, of course, is going to be a fantastic sub for Xuan if you don't have Xuan, or you can go ahead and run Fire Trailblazer for your freebie option. Now, if you're looking for somebody to sit in for your Ruan, well, of course, I think the absolute best potential option you could pick would be Asta. Asta has a great ability to just buff everyone's damage, so both Ratio and Topaz will benefit from having Asta on the team. That's one of the main reasons I recommend her over somebody like Ting Yun. I could also recommend that if you are running into issues with skill points, Hanya is going to be your cheapest option to providing your team with skill points, or you can just go ahead and run Sparkle. I haven't been necessarily as skill point hungry that I felt like I needed Sparkle, though she could work very well with Xuan. I need to try to go ahead and run that, but Ruan has been tried and true an excellent pick when it comes to getting those weakness breaks. So I've been opting to run her rather than Sparkle if at all possible. But I'm definitely going to try Sparkle in the future, see how much that affects damage. But we just talked about Sparkle recently, so I wanted to run a showcase video with Ruan instead. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about this particular Topaz team. I quite love Topaz. I adore Topaz. She's my favorite design in Star Rail right now. One of my favorite characters up there with Xuan, and I hope that you will go ahead and give her a try. Oh, also, almost forgot light cones. When it comes to Topaz's light cone, I don't have hers yet, unfortunately, so I just went with swordplay. This is follow-up stuff great on bosses. For Dr. Ratio's light cone, I went with cruising in the interstellar seas. I might honestly go ahead and get another copy of this for Topaz if it pops up again in the future, and get that to 5 as well. This is just so good. You get it from Simulated Universe, crit rate increase, and then an additional crit rate increase if the enemy's HP is below, and an attack boost if you end up defeating an enemy. Ruan is running her light cone, and Xuan is running her light cone as well. So most people got their own light cones. Hopefully I'll be able to get Topaz's when she comes up. But I want to know what you all think. Let me know if you're running any teams with Topaz down in the comment section below. I thought she was a really interesting character when she first came out, and as I've continued to use her in Star Rail, I've only become happier with her. Plus, Numby's adorable. Numby's adorable. How could you not love Numby? That's it for me, gang. Kawaii50. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, etc. All of those things would really help me out. A big thank you to everyone who has supported me by watching the video up to this end, as well as the patrons, those chilling on our Discord server. All of you are absolutely great. Anyways, gang, that's it for me, Kawaii50. I hope you all have a phenomenal day, and I will see you all in the next one.